guys, what's up? So today I'm doing my February wrap-up video. So this month I read 5 books, which isn't bad considering the fact that I started reading during the middle of the month. I don't know why I wasn't reading the first 2 weeks of February, but I read 5 books, which isn't bad considering I only read for, half the month. So this is going to be in chronological order from the first book I read in February all the way to the last book that I read in February. The first book that I picked up was Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard, which I do have a book review on if you want to go and check that out. But this is the sequel to Red Queen. If you have not read it, what are you doing? I absolutely love Red Queen, and I don't know what to say without giving anything away. But yeah, this I give it a 5 out of 5 star rating, and all I'm gonna say is that this book put me on a roller coaster of emotions. All the feelings that I could possibly feel, I felt during this book. It was just, Aveyard really knows how to mess with your heart. This month I've been trying to crack down on the amount of books that I haven't read on my bookshelf. So the rest of these books have been sitting on my bookshelf close to 2-3 years. So I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm pretty proud of myself for actually reading this amount of books. I feel like a lot of people usually just collect a whole bunch of books, never read them, but I am determined to read every single book that I haven't read on my bookshelf. Which is why I read The Iron King by Julie Kagawa, which is the first book in the Iron Fae series. And if you don't know anything about this book, I recommend don't read the back, because this book, the synopsis, I feel like gives away a lot. Basically, all you need to know is just follows a 16-year-old girl named Megan Chase, and she finds out that she is related, deeply entwined into the fairy world, and just a whole bunch of stuff happens, and yeah, that's all you need to know. This book I gave a 3 out of 5. Basically, it's a good book, but the beginning was just kind of like meh for me, because it did feature a lot of cliches and the writing style wasn't my favorite thing ever. But the end, it really, started picking up, and I actually really want to read the second book. Next, I read Wings by Aprilline Pike, which actually is really funny because it's also another fairy book. I didn't plan to read 2 fairy books back to back. I rarely read any fairy books in general, but I read them back to back and I was like, oh, it's another fairy book. This story follows a girl named Laurel who wakes up with a flower blooming on her back pretty much, and she's just like, what the heck is happening to me? Sorry, there's a fire truck passing by. Okay, so she wakes up one morning to find a flower blooming on her back, and she's like, what the heck is happening? Am I a freak? Like, obviously, she starts freaking out like any normal person would freak out if they saw a flower blooming. And she finds out that she's an important part of this fairy world, and she needs to help them. I don't know how to summarize these books without giving anything away, but I give this book 4 out of 5. I don't know, I just felt like it portrayed fairies in a different light, in a really different way than a lot of authors, and yeah, I think I will also pick up the second book to this series as well. Next, we have The Body Finder by Kimberly Darting, and I gave this book 4 out of 5. This book is about a girl named Violet who has the ability to sense bodies, dead bodies, dead human bodies, animal bodies, whatever, and she also has the ability to sense people who have murdered other people and that have killed animals. So in this town, serial killers are on the loose, or a serial killer is on the loose, and she uses her gift to basically find out who the heck is killing all of these people. And it's a very interesting book. It's very interesting concept, and this is actually part of a series, but the way the book ends, you'd think it wasn't. It's just one of those books in a series where it ends and you don't have to read the second book, which I like, so now I don't feel pressured to read the second book because the way it was written, it could also be a standalone. And the last book of this month that I read was Fateful by Claudia Gray, and I gave this one 2 out of 5 stars, and the cover is very shiny. I think this book got a cover change because when I went on Goodreads, it featured a different, less shiny cover, and I feel like I'm gonna blind y'all, so let me just take this book jacket off. Okay, so this book is basically a retelling of the Titanic, you know, the Titanic movie version with Jack and Rose, but it's with werewolves, and Jack is the Jack in this story is rich and Rose is poor. Pretty much that's the best way to describe this. And I gave this book 2 out of 5, mainly because I am not a big fan of fast developing romances, and that's what happened in this book. The romance just developed way too fast for my liking, and I don't like that. And the whole story really is kind of centered on the romance, and I was just like, why? And this book is actually a standalone, but it ends in a way where you'd think there'd be a sequel, but it's not. So I was kind of confused by that, but I'm kind of grateful because I'm that type of person that if I start a series, I want to finish it. So I'm grateful that grateful. I'm grateful that I don't have to continue on with the series because I did not like this book at all. So that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next